It was a warm afternoon, and Lena was walking home from school. She loved the sound of the wind rustling through the trees and the smell of fresh grass in the fields near her house. Lena's school bag bounced gently on her shoulder, and her small feet moved quickly along the dusty path. She was thinking about the snack her mother had packed for her when a soft whimpering sound reached her ears. Lena stopped in her tracks. She tilted her head and listened carefully. The sound came again, a quiet, sad whine that made her heart ache. She looked around but saw nothing at first. Her curiosity grew stronger than her fear, and she started moving slowly toward the sound. Behind a large bush partially hidden by long grass, she saw a small, trembling shape. Lena pushed aside the branches carefully and gasped. There, lying on the ground, was a tiny dog. Its fur was dirty and matted, and it shivered with every breath. Its eyes were wide and scared, and it made soft, weak noises. "Oh no," Lena whispered. Her heart tightened at the sight. She knelt down slowly so she would not frighten the dog. "It's okay. Don't be scared," she said gently. The dog tilted its head, unsure of her voice, but did not move away. Lena reached out a hand and the dog sniffed it cautiously. She smiled softly. "I'm going to help you," she promised. The dog tried to stand, but its legs were weak and it fell back onto the ground. Lena carefully lifted it into her arms. It was lighter than she expected, almost like holding a small bundle of feathers. The dog pressed its head against her chest and let out a small, shaky sigh. Lena could feel its heartbeat, weak but alive. Lena's eyes filled with tears. She hugged the dog close and whispered, "Mom will help you. She will make you better." The dog looked up at her with big, trusting eyes, and Lena knew it believed her. She ran as fast as she could toward her house, the dog cradled in her arms. The wind rushed past her face, carrying the scent of flowers and earth, but Lena barely noticed anything except the little life in her hands. Her shoes kicked up small clouds of dust and her bag bounced against her side. Her legs burned, but she did not stop. She had a mission, and that mission was to save this helpless creature. When Lena reached the front door, she called out loudly, "Mom, Mom! Please come quick. There is a dog. He is hurt." Sarah, Lena's mother, turned from the kitchen where she was preparing dinner. She frowned slightly when she saw the urgency in Lena's voice. "Lena, what is it?" she asked, wiping her hands on a towel. "Please, Mom. He is hurt. He is very sick. You have to help him," Lena cried, holding the small dog tightly. She could feel the little body trembling against her chest. Sarah followed Lena outside and gasped when she saw the tiny dog. Its fur was dirty, its eyes looked frightened, and it seemed too weak to even move. "Oh, Lena," Sarah said softly, kneeling beside them. "Where did you find him?" "Behind the big bush near the school path," Lena explained quickly. "He was crying. He was all alone. Please, Mom, don't let him die. Please help him." Sarah looked at the dog with concern. She could see its shallow breathing, the dull eyes, and the little scratches on its body. "You did the right thing by bringing him home, Lena," she said gently. "We will help him. Don't worry." Lena hugged her mother and the dog together. Her small hands pressed the dog close as if trying to keep it safe from the whole world. "I don't want him to be alone," she said. "I don't want him to suffer." Sarah smiled and brushed a strand of hair from her daughter's face. "You have a big heart, Lena. That is why you noticed him. Let's give him a name. What should we call him?" Lena thought for a moment, looking at the little dog. "Toby," she said finally. "His eyes look like they need a friend. Toby will be his name." "Then Toby it is," Sarah agreed. She picked up a soft towel and gently wrapped the little dog to keep him warm. Lena followed closely, carrying Toby into the house. Sarah called their local veterinary clinic immediately. "Hello," she said. "I have a small dog here who is very weak. Can we bring him in right away?" The vet on the other side of the phone understood the urgency. "Bring him in as soon as you can. We will take care of him," the vet said kindly. Within minutes, Sarah, Lena, and Toby were on their way to the clinic. Lena sat in the back seat, holding Toby on her lap. She whispered comforting words to him, hoping he could feel the love and care in her voice. "You are safe now, Toby. We are going to help you. Mom is taking care of you, and I will never leave your side." The car ride felt long, but finally they reached the clinic. The vet, a kind woman named Dr. Harris, came out to meet them. She took Toby gently and examined him carefully. "He is very weak," Dr. Harris said. "He has not been eating well, and he has a few scratches and sores. He will need medicine, food, and a lot of rest. With care, he can recover." Lena's eyes lit up with hope. We can do that, right, Mom? She asked eagerly. Yes, we can, Sarah said with a smile. We are going to help him get better. Toby was placed on a soft blanket in a small cage at the clinic, and Lena stayed by his side. She stroked his fur and talked to him softly. The vet explained what medicines they would give him and how they would monitor his health over the next few days. I will come every day to see him, Lena promised. I will stay with him. He won't be alone, Sarah nodded proudly. You are very brave, Lena. He is lucky to have you. On the drive home, Lena kept thinking about Toby. She wondered what his life had been like before she found him. She imagined him being scared and hungry and her heart ached, but she also imagined him running and playing freely one day, healthy and happy. That image made her feel determined. That evening after dinner, Sarah helped Lena set up a soft bed in the corner of their living room. They placed a clean blanket and a small pillow for Toby. Lena carefully carried him from the clinic blanket to the bed. Toby looked at her and licked her hand slightly, as if he was saying thank you. You will get better, Toby, Lena said firmly. I will help you every day. You are not alone anymore. Sarah watched her daughter and smiled. She realized that this small act of kindness had already taught Lena an important lesson about compassion, patience, and love. She also felt proud that her daughter had the courage to take action when someone or something needed help. As the night settled in, Lena stayed by Toby's side. She whispered stories to him, telling him about her day at school and the games she liked to play. Toby listened quietly, his small eyes closing slowly as he relaxed in the warmth of her care. Lena felt a deep connection with him, a bond that was forming even in these first hours of their journey together. For Lena, this was more than saving a dog. It was the beginning of a journey filled with hope, love, and the promise that even the smallest acts of kindness could make a big difference. Toby, fragile and weak as he was, had found his safe place, and Lena had found a new responsibility that would teach her about patience, courage, and the power of love. That night, Lena fell asleep with Toby curled up next to her on the blanket. She felt peaceful knowing that he was safe and that tomorrow they would start the long journey of healing together. The discovery of Toby had changed everything. What had started as a simple walk home from school had turned into a life-changing moment for both Lena and her mother. Little did they know that Toby would not only recover, but he would also bring more joy, love, and lessons into their lives than they could ever imagine. The first day of their journey had ended, but the story of Lena and Toby had only just begun. The next morning, Lena woke up early. The sunlight streamed through her window and the birds were singing outside. She quickly got dressed and rushed to Toby's bed. The small dog was still curled up, sleeping quietly. Lena gently shook him awake. Good morning, Toby. Are you ready to go see the doctor? She whispered. Toby opened one eye, blinked slowly, and then looked at Lena. She smiled and stroked his head. It is okay, little one. I am with you. You will be safe. Toby moved slightly, resting his head against her hand as if he understood her words. Sarah was already in the kitchen, preparing a small breakfast. She saw Lena with Toby and felt a mixture of pride and worry. Are you ready for the clinic? She asked softly. Lena nodded eagerly. They placed Toby carefully in a small carrier, making sure he was comfortable. Lena stayed close to him the whole way, holding her hand over the carrier to give him warmth and comfort. Toby's small paws tapped nervously against the blanket inside, but Lena whispered encouraging words. When they reached the veterinary clinic, the receptionist greeted them kindly. Good morning. Dr. Harris is expecting you. Come this way. Lena carried Toby into the examination room. Dr. Harris, a gentle woman with a calm voice, knelt beside them. Hello, Toby. We are going to take care of you today. You are safe now. Lena placed Toby on the soft examination table. He trembled slightly at first, but when Lena leaned close and spoke softly, he relaxed a little. Dr. Harris examined him carefully, checking his legs, his eyes, and his breathing. She looked concerned but not worried. He is very weak, Dr. Harris explained to Sarah. He has been without proper food and care for some time. He has some scratches and mild infections on his skin. We need to start with medicine and special food, and he will need lots of rest. Lena listened carefully. Will he get better? She asked, her eyes full of concern. Dr. Harris smiled gently. Yes, with care and love he will recover. He is young, and young animals heal quickly if they are given the right care. but he will need your patience and attention." Lena nodded eagerly. "I will do everything. I will take care of him every day." Sarah held her daughter's hand. "We will do it together, Lena. He is part of our family now." Dr. Harris gave them a small bottle of medicine and some special dog food. "Follow the instructions carefully. Make sure he eats a little at a time and take care of his wounds. Bring him back for a checkup in 3 days." Lena carefully carried Toby back to the car. She held him close and whispered, "We are going to help you, Toby. You will feel better soon. I promise." Toby rested his head on her chest, and Lena could feel his small heartbeat slowly becoming steadier. When they reached home, Sarah set up a cozy corner for Toby with clean blankets and soft pillows. Lena placed him gently on the bed. "This is your safe place, Toby. You can rest here. I will stay with you." Lena spent the whole day by Toby's side. She gave him small portions of the special food and carefully administered the medicine Dr. Harris had given them. Toby was hesitant at first. He sniffed the food and licked the medicine carefully, but with Lena's encouragement he ate a little. Each small bite made Lena cheer quietly. "Good job, Toby. You are so brave." Sarah watched them and felt a warmth in her heart. She had always known Lena had a kind soul, but seeing her care for Toby with such devotion made her proud. She realized that this little dog had not only needed help, but he had also brought her daughter closer to her own sense of responsibility and love. As the days passed, Toby's health began to improve slowly. He was still weak and sometimes too tired to move, but Lena stayed by him constantly. She read him stories, sang soft songs, and even told him about her school day. "Today we learned about the stars," she said one afternoon. "I will show you the stars too, Toby, when you are strong enough to go outside." Toby's eyes followed her as she spoke. He lifted his head slightly and wagged his tail faintly. Lena clapped her hands softly. "Yes, that is amazing. You are getting stronger." Sarah noticed how devoted Lena was. She helped by preparing the medicine and making sure Toby's bed was clean and comfortable. Together they created a routine. Every morning Lena would check Toby's breathing, give him his medicine, and feed him small portions. Every evening she would sit beside him, brushing his fur gently and whispering comforting words. One evening, Lena decided to take Toby outside for a little fresh air. She lifted him carefully in her arms and carried him to the small garden behind their house. The sun was setting, painting the sky with shades of pink and orange. Toby looked around curiously, his small nose twitching as he smelled the flowers and grass. "See, Toby? The world is beautiful," Lena said softly. Toby tried to move his legs and took a few wobbly steps on the soft grass. Lena held him gently, helping him balance. Sarah watched from the doorway, smiling. "Look at him," she said. "He is starting to enjoy life again." Lena laughed softly. "Yes, he is going to be strong and happy. I can feel it, Mom." Days turned into a week and Toby's progress was clear. He could walk more steadily, eat more confidently, and even wag his tail when Lena spoke to him. He began to explore the garden a little on his own, though Lena always stayed nearby. She brought him small toys and encouraged him to play gently. Toby's favorite was a small stuffed bear that Lena had given him. He would nuzzle it with his nose and carry it around the garden. The bond between Lena and Toby grew stronger each day. Lena spoke to him as if he could understand every word, and in a way, Toby did. He responded with soft whines, tail wags, and little playful jumps. Lena's patience and love were helping him heal not only physically but emotionally as well. One afternoon, Lena sat beside Toby, brushing his fur carefully. "You are amazing, Toby. Look at how far you have come. You were so small and weak, but now you are learning to be strong." Toby rested his head on her lap, and Lena felt a deep connection between them. She realized that saving Toby had taught her something very important. Helping someone in need, even a small animal, could bring so much love and happiness into her life. Sarah noticed the change too. The house that once felt quiet and ordinary was now full of small moments of joy. Toby's little sounds, Lena's laughter, and the warmth of their care created a new energy in the home. Sarah smiled and said softly, "You two are lucky to have each other." Lena hugged Toby tightly. "Yes, we are, Mom, and we will always take care of each other." The first week of recovery had been challenging, but it also showed Lena that patience, consistency, and love could overcome even the hardest obstacles. Toby's small steps, his faint tail wags, and his growing trust were signs of hope that made every effort worth it. By the end of the week, Toby could walk steadily around the garden, sniff flowers, and even play with his stuffed bear. He was not fully recovered, but he was strong enough to enjoy the small pleasures of life. Lena clapped her hands and cheered softly. "Look, Mom, he is playing. He is happy." Sarah watched them and felt a sense of pride. "You have done something wonderful, Lena. You have given him a chance to live and love again." Lena smiled and hugged Toby close. "We did it together, Toby, and we will keep helping you every day until you are completely strong." That night, Lena fell asleep beside Toby, listening to his steady breathing. She felt peaceful and proud. She knew that the journey was just beginning, but with love, patience, and care, Toby's life could be completely transformed. Toby, small and fragile at first, had found a safe home, a loving friend in Lena, and the promise of a happy life. Lena had learned that even the smallest creature could change her heart, teach her courage, and bring unexpected joy. The bond between Lena and Toby had begun to grow, and each day brought new hope, new progress, and new moments that would change their lives forever. Days turned into weeks, and Toby continued to grow stronger. Each morning, Lena would wake up early, excited to see how much progress he had made. She carried him gently to the garden, where the soft sunlight warmed the grass and flowers around them. Toby, though still small and delicate, began to walk more steadily on his own. Lena clapped her hands softly every time he took a few wobbly steps without her support. "Good job, Toby. You are getting stronger every day," she cheered. Toby looked up at her with his bright eyes and wagged his tail slowly. It was a small motion, but it made Lena's heart leap with happiness. She had spent so many hours caring for him, and seeing even the smallest improvement filled her with hope. Sarah watched her daughter and Toby from the doorway of their house. She smiled as she saw the bond between them growing. "He seems so happy now," she said softly. "And Lena, she has learned so much about patience and love." "Yes, Mom," Lena replied, her eyes shining. "Toby is my friend. I want to help him get better every day." The recovery was not always easy. Some days Toby would refuse to eat, or he would stumble and fall while walking in the garden. Lena would gently lift him into her arms and speak softly. "It is okay, Toby, take your time. I am here with you. We can try again later." Sarah helped too. She prepared his food in small portions, making sure it was soft and easy for him to eat. She cleaned his little bed every day and helped Lena administer his medicine. Together they created a routine that made Toby feel safe and loved. One afternoon, after a particularly difficult morning when Toby had refused to eat his food, Lena sat beside him and whispered stories about her day at school. She told him about the games she played, the songs she sang, and the books she read. Slowly, Toby lifted his head and looked at her. Lena noticed his ears twitch slightly, and then he took a small bite of the food she offered him. "See, Toby? You can do it," Lena said softly. She patted his head gently. "Every little step counts." Toby finished his meal with her encouragement, and Lena hugged him tightly. As Toby grew stronger, he began exploring the garden more on his own. At first, he only moved a few steps, sniffing the flowers and the grass carefully. Lena would follow him, making sure he did not get tired or hurt himself. Over time, he learned to run short distances, jump over small obstacles, and even chase the butterflies that floated near the flowers. One sunny morning, Toby spotted a small bird hopping on the ground nearby. He barked softly, more out of curiosity than fear. Lena laughed and said, "Be gentle, Toby, it is just a bird. Watch and learn." Toby sat quietly, watching the bird for a few moments before returning to Lena's side. Sarah smiled as she observed them.
"He is learning so much, Lena. Look at how careful he is."
"He trusts you completely." Lena hugged Toby close. "Yes, Mom, and I trust him too. He is my best friend." The nights were quiet but full of comfort. Lena would sit beside Toby's bed, brushing his fur gently and talking to him softly. She told him about the stars and how beautiful the sky was at night. Toby would lie beside her, his head resting on her lap, listening quietly. Slowly, his breathing became steady, and his body relaxed in the warmth and love that surrounded him. One day, Lena decided to take Toby for a short walk around the neighborhood. She put a small leash on him, making sure it was comfortable. Toby was hesitant at first, stepping carefully on the pavement, but Lena encouraged him. "It is okay, Toby, you are safe with me. Look at all the new things you can see." Toby sniffed the grass, the flowers, and even a few trees along the way. He wagged his tail slowly and Lena's heart filled with joy. "See, Mom? He is exploring. He is learning to enjoy the world again." Sarah nodded proudly. "Yes, Lena, you have helped him rediscover life. Your patience and care have made a difference." Over time, Toby learned to trust not only Lena but everyone in the family. He would follow Sarah into the kitchen, wagging his tail gently, and would sit quietly while she prepared meals. He began to enjoy the company of Lena's younger brother, who loved to play gentle games with him in the yard. Toby was still small, but his confidence was growing every day. Lena noticed something beautiful happening. Toby was no longer just a dog in need of care. He had become a friend, a companion, and a source of happiness. She laughed when he chased his own shadow in the garden, barked softly at falling leaves, or tried to catch his stuffed bear. Each small act of joy reminded her of how far he had come. One evening, as the sun set, Lena and Toby sat on a soft blanket in the garden. Toby rested his head on her lap, and Lena gently stroked his fur. "You're amazing, Toby," she whispered. "You fought so hard to get better, and you are still learning every day. I am so proud of you." Toby wagged his tail in response, and Lena smiled. She realized that their bond had grown stronger than she had ever imagined. She had helped Toby heal, but he had also taught her about love, patience, and hope. Sarah joined them with a warm cup of tea. "He looks very happy," she said softly. "And you look very proud, Lena. I think you have both learned from each other." "Yes, Mom," Lena replied. "Toby has taught me that even small creatures can have big hearts, and he has taught me to never give up on someone who needs help." The following days were filled with small victories. Toby learned to climb the small stairs in the house, play fetch in the garden, and even greet the neighbors with a wagging tail. Lena cheered for every accomplishment, no matter how small. Each day, Toby grew stronger, more confident, and more joyful. Even when setbacks occurred, Lena remained patient. One day, Toby fell while running in the garden and yelped softly. Lena rushed to him, gently checking him for injuries. "It is okay, Toby, you are still learning. I am here with you," she said, cradling him in her arms. Toby looked up at her, trusting her completely, and licked her hand. Sarah watched the scene and felt a deep sense of pride. She realized that the bond between Lena and Toby was more than friendship. It was a connection built on trust, love, and mutual care. Toby had come into their lives as a fragile, helpless creature, but with their love, he had become a source of joy and happiness for the whole family. As the weeks passed, Toby's health improved steadily. His fur grew shinier, his eyes brighter, and his tail wagged more energetically. He began to enjoy simple games, running after Lena in the garden and even jumping over small obstacles with confidence. Lena's patience and care had transformed him from a weak, frightened dog into a happy, lively companion. One afternoon, Lena sat on the grass with Toby resting beside her. She hugged him tightly and whispered, "We have come so far, Toby. You fought hard, and I will always be here for you. You are my friend forever." Toby nuzzled her gently, his small body warm and relaxed. Lena smiled, knowing that their bond was unbreakable. Sarah joined them and said softly, "You have done something wonderful, Lena. Toby is healthy and happy because of you. You have given him a life filled with love and care." Lena hugged Toby again and looked up at her mother. "We did it together, Mom, and we will keep helping him every day. I promise." That night, Lena fell asleep beside Toby, listening to his steady breathing. She felt peaceful and proud. She knew that the journey of healing was not just about Toby's body, but also about his heart and spirit. With love, patience, and care, Toby's life had been transformed, and Lena had learned lessons she would carry with her forever. Toby, once a small and fragile dog, had found trust, friendship, and love. Lena had discovered the joy of helping someone in need and the power of patience and dedication. Together, they had begun a journey that would shape both of their lives in ways they could never have imagined. The slow recovery was not just a physical healing, but a journey of trust, love, and connection that would last a lifetime. The days passed, and Toby grew stronger with each one. His small legs, once so weak and trembling, now carried him with confidence. He ran through the garden, sniffed the flowers, and chased after the butterflies that danced in the sunlight. Lena could not stop smiling as she watched him play. "Look at him, Mom. He is running so fast," Lena exclaimed one morning as Toby sprinted across the yard, his tail wagging happily. Sarah laughed softly. "He is full of energy now. You have done a wonderful job with him, Lena. Look at how happy he is. Lena clapped her hands in delight. I knew he could get better. I just had to be patient and take care of him every day. Toby ran back to Lena, carrying his favorite stuffed bear in his mouth. He dropped it at her feet and barked softly as if inviting her to play. Lena knelt down and picked up the toy. Do you want to play fetch, Toby? She asked. Toby barked again and wagged his tail vigorously. Lena threw the toy across the garden, and Toby ran after it with surprising speed. He grabbed it in his mouth and trotted back to Lena, dropping it at her feet once more. She laughed, clapping her hands. You are amazing, Toby. You are so strong now. Sarah watched the scene with a warm heart. She had never seen Lena so happy and so proud of something she had done. The little dog, once weak and afraid, had become a source of joy and laughter for their whole family. That afternoon, Lena decided to take Toby on a short walk around the neighborhood. She put a small harness on him, making sure it was comfortable. Toby looked up at her with curiosity, sniffing the air and the grass around them. He had never explored so much before, and every new smell seemed to excite him. Are you ready, Toby? Lena asked. Toby wagged his tail energetically, and Lena gently led him down the path. Neighbors waved at them as they passed. Toby greeted them with a soft bark and a wag of his tail, and Lena smiled proudly. See, Mom, he is making new friends too. Sarah nodded. He is learning so much. You have helped him not only heal but also enjoy life again. Over the next few days, Toby's confidence grew even more. He learned to jump over small obstacles in the garden, chase after his toys, and even bark playfully at the birds in the trees. Lena spent hours playing with him, teaching him simple games and rewarding him with small treats. One evening, Lena and Toby sat together under the shade of a large tree. Toby rested his head on her lap and Lena stroked his fur gently. You have come so far, Toby, she whispered. You were weak and scared, but now you are strong and happy. I am so proud of you. Toby lifted his head and licked her hand softly as if to say thank you. Lena smiled and hugged him tightly. She realized that their bond was deeper than she had ever imagined. Toby had become more than just a pet. He was her friend, her companion, and her source of happiness. Sarah joined them with a cup of tea. You two look very happy together, she said. It is wonderful to see the love and care you have for each other. Yes, Mom, Lena replied. Toby has changed my life. I never knew I could feel so happy helping someone. The bond between Lena and Toby continued to grow stronger each day. Toby would follow her everywhere, wagging his tail and nuzzling her gently. He learned to sit patiently when she prepared his food, to stay calm when Sarah groomed him, and to play gently with Lena's younger brother. One morning, Lena decided to teach Toby a new trick. She held a small treat in her hand and encouraged him to sit. Toby looked at the treat, then at Lena, and slowly sat down. Lena clapped her hands softly. Good job, Toby. You are learning so fast. Toby barked softly and wagged his tail. Lena laughed, picking him up and hugging him. You are my brave little dog. You have come so far from when I first found you. Sarah watched them and felt a deep sense of pride. She realized that Toby's recovery was not just about his health, but also about the love and care that Lena had given him. The little dog had brought joy and happiness into their home, and Lena had grown stronger and more confident because of him. As the days went by, Toby began to enjoy longer walks and more active playtime. He learned to run alongside Lena, chase after balls, and even explore the small creek near their house. Lena made sure to always stay close, guiding him gently and encouraging him with soft words. One afternoon, Lena and Toby were playing in the garden when they noticed a small butterfly struggling in the grass. Toby approached it carefully, sniffing it gently. Lena smiled. You are so gentle, Toby. You understand that even small creatures need care. Toby looked up at her, his eyes bright and full of trust. Lena hugged him and whispered, You have taught me so much. Toby, you have shown me patience, love, and the joy of helping someone in need. Sarah joined them and said softly, You two are lucky to have each other. Toby is happy because of your care, and you are happy because of his presence. Lena smiled and hugged Toby tightly. Yes, Mom. We are the best of friends, and we will always take care of each other. As the weeks passed, Toby's health and confidence grew even more. He learned to greet visitors with a soft bark, play gently with other dogs in the park, and enjoy the small adventures of everyday life. Lena continued to teach him new tricks, reward his progress, and encourage him with gentle words. One evening, Lena sat on the porch with Toby resting beside her. The sun was setting, casting a warm orange glow over the garden. Toby lifted his head and looked at her, his eyes full of trust and love. Lena hugged him tightly. "You are amazing, Toby. You fought hard to get better, and now you can enjoy life. I am so proud of you." Toby licked her hand softly, and Lena smiled. She realized that their journey together had changed both of their lives. Toby had found safety, care, and love, and Lena had learned the power of patience, compassion, and dedication. Sarah watched them and felt a deep sense of happiness. She knew that the bond between Lena and Toby was unbreakable. They had come so far together, and their lives had been transformed by love and care. The next morning, Lena woke up with a new idea. She wanted to share Toby's story with her friends at school. She carefully brushed his fur, packed his favorite toy, and prepared a small bag of treats. Toby wagged his tail excitedly, sensing the excitement in Lena's voice. At school, Lena told her friends about Toby, how he had been weak and sick, and how they had helped him recover. Her friends listened in awe, amazed by her dedication and kindness. Toby, small and gentle, sat quietly beside her, enjoying the attention and affection. "You're amazing, Lena," one of her friends said. "Not everyone can take care of an animal like that." Lena smiled proudly. "I just wanted to help him. Love and care can make a big difference," Toby barked softly, as if agreeing with her words. Lena laughed and hugged him. She realized that their story was not just about healing a small dog, but also about showing others the power of kindness and compassion. Back home, Lena and Toby continued their daily routine. Toby played, explored, and learned new things, while Lena watched over him with love and dedication. Their bond grew stronger every day, filled with laughter, joy, and small adventures. Sarah smiled as she watched them. She knew that Toby's presence had changed their home, filling it with happiness, love, and a sense of purpose. Lena had grown in confidence, patience, and compassion, and Toby had grown into a happy, playful, and healthy dog. As the sun set each evening, Lena hugged Toby tightly. "You are my best friend, Toby. We will always take care of each other," she whispered. Toby licked her hand gently, his tail wagging happily. The days of struggle and worry had passed, replaced by moments of joy, playfulness, and love. Toby had become more than a pet. He was a friend, a companion, and a source of happiness for Lena and her family. Their journey of care and love had transformed both their lives, teaching them that patience, dedication, and compassion could bring happiness and joy to everyone. Toby, once weak and afraid, was now playful, confident, and full of life. Lena had grown stronger, braver, and more compassionate, and Sarah knew that their lives would never be the same again. Together, Lena and Toby had discovered the joy of caring, the happiness of friendship, and the power of love to change lives. Their bond had grown stronger with every passing day, and their hearts were full of hope, joy, and a love that would last forever. The days passed, and Toby was no longer the fragile, scared little dog that Lena had found behind the bush. He was now healthy, strong, and full of energy. His shiny fur glistened in the sunlight, and his bright eyes were always full of curiosity and joy. Toby had become a constant companion for Lena, following her everywhere she went, playing with her in the garden, and greeting her family with excitement every morning. Lena could not stop smiling as she watched him explore the world around him. "Look at you, Toby. You are so brave and happy now," she said one morning as he ran through the garden chasing a butterfly. Toby barked softly and wagged his tail, glancing back at her as if to say thank you. Sarah watched her daughter and the little dog with pride. "You have done something amazing, Lena," she said softly. "You gave him love and care when he needed it the most, and look at him now. He is thriving because of you." Lena hugged Toby tightly. "I will always take care of you, Toby. You are my best friend, and I am so happy you are healthy and happy now." Toby licked her hand gently, his tail wagging with joy. The family decided to take Toby on a small trip to the park that weekend. It was a bright and sunny day, and the park was filled with laughter, birds, and the scent of fresh grass and flowers. Lena held Toby's leash gently as he explored the new surroundings. He sniffed the grass, chased after leaves, and ran around with playful energy that made Lena laugh. "You see, Mom? He is enjoying everything now. He is so happy." Lena exclaimed. Sarah smiled and nodded. Yes, Lena. He's enjoying life because of your love and care. You helped him more than you can imagine. Toby soon made a few dog friends at the park. He ran around with them, wagging his tail and playing gentle games. Lena laughed as she watched him interact with the other dogs. It was amazing to see how far he had come. Just a few weeks ago he could barely stand, and now he was running freely, playing and enjoying life. One afternoon, as Lena and Toby rested under a large tree, a neighbor approached them. Is that your dog, Lena? He looks so happy and healthy, she said. Yes, he is mine, Lena replied proudly. We found him hurt and weak and we took care of him. Now he is healthy and playful. The neighbor smiled warmly. You did a wonderful thing, Lena. Not everyone can take care of an animal like that. You gave him a new life. Lena hugged Toby and whispered, See, Toby? Everyone notices how amazing you are. You are strong and brave. Toby barked softly, wagging his tail. Back at home, Toby's daily routine continued. He would run and play in the garden, enjoy his meals, and take short naps on his soft bed. Lena still spent hours with him, teaching him new tricks, playing gentle games, and talking to him about her day. Toby responded with excitement and trust, showing her that he understood her love and care. One evening, as the sun began to set, Lena sat with Toby on the porch. She hugged him tightly and whispered, You have changed my life, Toby. You taught me so much about patience, love, and hope. I will always take care of you, and we will always be best friends. Toby rested his head on her lap, licking her hand gently. Lena smiled, feeling the deep bond between them. She realized that Toby had not only recovered physically, but had also become a part of her heart and her family. Sarah joined them with a warm smile. You two are amazing together. Toby is happy because of your love, Lena, and you have learned so much about kindness and responsibility. He has changed our lives as much as you have changed his. Yes, Mom, Lena replied. He is my best friend, and I am so glad he is with us. He is happy now, and that makes me happy too. Toby continued to thrive, exploring the garden, playing with his toys, and enjoying short walks around the neighborhood. He had learned to trust people again and to enjoy the simple pleasures of life. Lena had taught him that love and patience could heal even the deepest wounds. One day, a small challenge came when Toby saw a larger dog at the park. He hesitated at first, unsure of how to react. Lena knelt beside him and whispered, It is okay, Toby. You are strong, and I am here with you. Just be calm. Toby took a deep breath, wagged his tail slightly, and approached the other dog gently. The larger dog sniffed him, and then they played together in the grass. Lena clapped her hands and hugged Toby. See, Toby? You are brave and strong. You can face anything now. Sarah watched from a distance, feeling proud of both Lena and Toby. You have given him courage, and he has given you joy, she said softly. This bond will last forever. The following weeks were filled with happiness and small adventures. Lena and Toby explored new paths, played in the garden, and even went on short trips to nearby fields. Toby learned new tricks, greeted new friends, and showed his playful side every day. Lena's care had not only healed him, but had also given him confidence and joy that shone through in everything he did. One evening, Lena and Toby sat together by the window, watching the stars appear in the sky. Toby rested his head on her lap, and Lena whispered softly, The world is big and beautiful, Toby. We have so many adventures ahead of us, and I am glad we will face them together. Toby wagged his tail gently as if agreeing with her words. Lena hugged him tightly, feeling the warmth of their bond. She knew that this journey had changed both their lives. Toby had found safety, love, and happiness, and Lena had discovered the power of kindness, patience, and dedication. Sarah joined them with a cup of tea and a gentle smile. This is what life is about, she said. Helping others, caring for those in need, and finding joy in the smallest moments. You have learned this, Lena, and Toby has learned to trust and enjoy life again. Yes, Mom, Lena said softly. We have grown together. Toby is not just a dog. He is my friend, my companion, and part of our family. We will always take care of each other. Toby barked softly, resting his head on Lena's lap. The room was filled with warmth, love, and a sense of peace. The journey of worry, care, and patience had ended, and a new chapter of joy, playfulness, and companionship had begun. Lena realized that this journey was more than helping a small dog recover. It was about learning the importance of love, patience, and commitment. Toby had shown her that even the smallest creature could teach the biggest lessons about life. The next morning, Lena and Toby woke up early to explore the garden. Toby ran freely, chasing after butterflies and sniffing the fresh flowers. Lena laughed as she watched him play. "You are amazing, Toby. Look at you go. You are strong and happy now." Sarah smiled from the doorway. "It is wonderful to see him so full of life. You have given him more than a home. You have given him love, trust, and happiness." That day, Lena decided to invite a few friends over to meet Toby. Her friends were amazed at how playful, happy, and healthy Toby had become. They laughed as Toby chased his toys and ran around the yard. Lena explained how she had found him hurt and weak and how she had cared for him every day. "You did something amazing, Lena," one friend said. "Not everyone can show this much love and patience." Lena hugged Toby and smiled. "We did it together, Toby. You are brave, and we have both grown stronger." Toby barked softly, wagging his tail. Lena laughed, feeling the joy and happiness that filled her heart. As the sun began to set, Lena and Toby sat together on the porch, watching the colors of the sky change. Toby rested his head on her lap, and Lena stroked his fur gently. "You have changed my life, Toby. You have taught me so much, and I am so glad we are together." Sarah joined them and said softly, "Your love and care have given Toby a new life, Lena, and he has given you love, joy, and lessons that will stay with you forever." Lena hugged Toby tightly, feeling a sense of peace and happiness. Toby, once weak and afraid, was now strong, playful, and full of life. Their journey had ended, but their life together was just beginning. From that day on, their home was filled with laughter, joy, and the happiness that comes from caring for someone in need. Toby had been saved, and in doing so, he had changed their lives forever. Lena had learned the power of love, patience, and dedication, and Toby had found a family that would always take care of him. Together, Lena, Toby, and Sarah faced the future with hope, love, and the promise of many more adventures. The little dog that had once been sick and weak had brought happiness, friendship, and life-changing lessons into their home, proving that love has the power to heal, transform, and create bonds that last forever.